Welcome to the fish tank.
Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. And thank you very much to all the new subscribers I've gotten recently. As of the weekend, I have passed the 7K mark, and that makes this another combo video. I am going to, as this progresses, go over how you can enter for the 7K draw. And also, because I've been very busy lately, I haven't gotten around to mailing the 6K winners request. Sorry about that, Joe. Life's been extremely busy. So what I'm going to do here is, because Joe wanted a HOB, I thought it would be a good idea to show you some different ways of making acrylic intakes for HOBs. And Joe, you're going to get one of these, and then we'll see what the 7K winner wants. So what I've done here so far is I took a piece of 1.25" acrylic tube, and I just drilled a 1-inch hole through the center of it. Just not all the way through, obviously, just on one side, and that's where this 1-inch pipe is going to fit. Now you don't need to do this part here, but I'm going to show you a kind of a little fancier way of doing it. So what I did initially is I put a piece of flat, well, it was a piece of acrylic. You don't need to use it. You can use any flat object, really. And I put it on top of the 1-inch, and then lightly put the drill bit up against it. And then I moved my table back and forth until that piece of acrylic was flat, or parallel, I should say. And that gives you a rough center for drilling holes. It is only a rough center. It will be off by a little bit. But for this sort of application, it's a fast trick for finding a center for drilling a round object. So what I'm doing here is I'm gradually working my way up to a 1-inch hole. Yes, a 1-inch hole in a 1-inch pipe. So what I'm going to end up with is just a concave surface that is going to match the inside diameter of the 1.25", because it happens to have an inside diameter of 1 inch. And that's just an easy way of joining two pieces of pipe together that doesn't require like making a perfect 45-degree and then welding those together. Yeah, this is actually a lot easier. And for those of you who don't have a milling machine or a drill press or that sort of stuff, this step is actually not necessary. You can take that flat end of the 1-inch and it'll fit right in there. I'll show you later on. And you'll end up with, well, in this particular case, it looks a little nicer, right? So I wanted to do this for Joe so it looks well, more attractive, and this is an actually easier joint to produce. So what I've done here is I drilled a bunch of holes just for the intake screen, and I also put some slots in the other one, because what I want to do in this for these intakes is I don't want the hose or the way of putting the air in to come out through the outside. I want it to come in through the top, just to make it different. So what I've done here is, like I said, I've done those up. I have 2 holes, did 2 slot differences. And again, you don't need to do that either. You can simply put a sponge over the end. And actually, I'm going to put a sponge over these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this 1/4" piece of rigid tubing. It's going to go down the center. I'm going to drill some holes in it. And that is going to be where the air is going to be put in. So it'll go right down the middle, and you won't have anything sticking out the side. And again, you don't need to use anything fancy. You can just drill a couple quick holes in it, and that will work perfectly fine. Because I'm trying to make this so that you can have it as an easier build if you want to try doing this. But again, of course, I have to make it look a little bit nicer because I am giving this away. So that's the reason why I'm doing the extra bit of effort into it. The next step is going to involve making the guides for this. I don't want to take this 1/4" pipe and just toss it down the middle of the intake. I want it to sit down the middle and have it look good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 1/4" bolt, just cut the head off of it, and this is going to be my makeshift arbor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some 1/4" acrylic, and I'm going to turn it down so that it is the inside diameter of the larger pipe. And that is going to be my guide. And because the hole in it is a 1/4", it will actually fit in very snugly to that piece of pipe. I'm not going to show you all the turning here. I just wanted to show you the arbor running. Now, considering it only took like 2 minutes to make, it's actually kind of cool. It took an awful lot longer to make the bigger one. So I'm going to turn these down, and it's going to give me a nice round surface. Again, you don't need to do that part. All you need to do is to take that square piece, and you can glue it on the end, and then just drill a hole through the middle of it. So there you go. It's hooked up to the hooked up to the guide, and that's going to fit in the bottom. And then all I'm going to do is turn it over, and the other piece there is going to fit on the top. I made it a little snug, just so that it won't fall off. But also the reason I made it removable is if you ever really want to clean this out, all you do is just pop them off the ends, and there you go. You can just run a brush through them, and it keeps it nice and clean and looking like this. So I've done a little bit of additional milling on this. I turned it down a little bit more, just so it wouldn't be too tight a fit on there. And there you go. That's going to fit on there nice and snugly. So anyway, as far as the contest goes, leave a comment below, and as all before, I will try and answer them. There are going to be quite a few now, so I may not answer all of them anymore, but don't worry, I will definitely be keeping track of the numbers, and as I did the last draw, I have the jar with just the numbers in it, and I'll draw a number, and we will end up with a winner. So I'll probably do that after I get about 200 or 300 comments, and maybe Friday. It's hard to say. Here you go. This is the finished product. I think it looks really kind of cool. It's a different way of doing it. In this particular case, I think I drilled too many holes. It does actually leak a bunch of air through the bottom if you pump too much air through it. But I was intending to put a sponge on this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So this is a demo for if you don't have, like I said, a milling machine or a way of drilling an exact hole. This is a very snug fit, but it does fit in there nicely, and it gives you that. When you look down the center of it, you don't see any pipe, which is kind of nice. But all you need to do is put the other end in, and it does exactly the same thing. You lose a tiny bit of the internal diameter, but not really that much. So like I said, I'm trying to make this so that people can try it on their own without any fancy tools, just need a handheld drill. So I put together a hob. I did that all off camera because it's exactly the same as all the other ones I've done before. I like this particular style with the two angled outputs, but again, it's not really necessary. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hook this up onto an aquarium. I'm going to show it running. It does actually flow a fair amount of water. It doesn't produce as much as the air power lifts, but this doesn't require any kind of special maintenance or anything. You just need to pop the ends off every now and then, run a brush through it, that sort of cleaning thing, and it's much simpler to do. The other thing I want to apologize for is apparently my table saw blade is getting a little bit dull. I'm going to have it sharpened, and the gluing joints were not as clean as I would like. I mean, they're fine. They hold water, which is the important thing, but unfortunately I don't have the time to do a rebuild on this for HO. I hope you don't mind. Like I said, it's not the best work I've done, and my apologies. So there it is running. It flows really nicely. You'll see a little bit on the upper right. You'll see a little bit of bubbles escaping there because, like I said, these are just friction fit. You can get away from all that just by gluing it all up. I don't want to do that because I want to be able to clean them. And that little bit of bubbling every now and then is not really an issue. It's not going to detract from the actual operation or anything. And you can see it gives a fair amount of flow. And this, of course, again, is my phone. I'm getting really to like it. I am going to have to get around to putting together a way of holding it so I can actually use it as my main recording source. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you like this style of video, please like and or subscribe. And I said we'll do the draw for this as soon as I get a couple of 100 comments. And then hopefully I won't take as long to build whatever they want. Just remember, it has to fit in that box. And anyway, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.